Hey guys, Santo here with Hanko Chow, who managed to get top 4 at the Genesys Invitational at YCS Anaheim. He managed to beat me out in top 8, playing what I think is the most interesting deck of the format, VFD Turbo, aka Generators. So by all means, talk us through it. This deck that uses all 100 points on VFD, so very interesting strategy.
This is all the prizing I got for top 4, the oversized pot of greed, and these little trinkets here. But before I get into the deck list, I want to go over some shoutouts. Shoutouts to my friend Matt Van Hoovel for lending me cards. Shoutouts to my fellow TCG player writers for supporting me, and make sure to look at my TCG player articles. I'll probably be writing about this very, very soon. Shoutouts to Dan Parker, owner of Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, because he helped hook me up with a room. And then shoutouts to all my friends that believed in me, and also Steven, and this Santoli as well.
Two Stevens.
Yeah, so yeah, let's get right into it. I played the most broken deck in the format because I believed when the Genesis format first came out, I was looking at Mystic Mine, and I was like, well, then they adjusted the points, and I was like, okay, well, this is basically Mystic Mine 2.0. So you can build a whole deck around it, and I've always been a fan of this deck. But there were certain cards that were never existing in the same timeline as Calamities together. So mainly these two. These two cards never existed at the same. So these two cards never existed at the same time as Calamities. So I wanted to play them together finally. What they do is they basically help you summon two level 9s onto the field. This is part of the Generator deck where you discard a Generator card, summon it, and then summon another one. This one you summon it from your hand or graveyard along with another level 9 in your hand, as long as it's not a copy of itself. And Lofter summons this, or it's mainly Mardell, because this is Generators. You want to, the deck basically revolves around the field spell. This one gets you another body on every time they draw or add a card. So there's combos with this, and also just like every turn you get a negate, basically. And then I only played one quest and one room to go along with it. I tried the other trap, and I thought it was good, but it turned out it was like always subpar. I want to just minimize the bricks. So yeah, I maxed out on Mardell because you actually want to see this in combination with these. So it was like, I know it sounds bricky drawing multiple level 9s, but as long as you draw like these level 9s, they're pretty good. And for other rank 9 enablers, we got World Legacy Monstrosity. This is a classic in the deck. You target a level 9 on the field, summon 2 more, or you can technically just summon one from your hand, but like that's like a weaker effect, but it could help you progress your game. And then those are like all the good cards, basically. These are all the Generator bricks, basically. I played 2 of each of these. The only really important one are these three because it's dark and water. So this one's light, so when you play Monstrosity, you might not be able to always summon a Garda because you have to target like a fire or basically not Mardell. So, but it is probably like, so this one basically pops and this one negates, and also like Dark Law, and this one's Black Corner Heaven. So they're all really good. And then I fixed my consistency in this version by adding in Soul Eating Oviraptor, because I wanted more copies of QQ and Nagon, because this is a dinosaur. So being able to search this is fantastic. But if I already have this card, then I would want a Kaiju to help beat like the tower deck matchups and just, you know, beat an interaction. And then maybe I'll even search Megalo when I go first. That way, this is a level 1 tuner that summons itself. And then you synchro into the Eve World Chalice card. This one to search for the Monstrosity, and then you're only doing this because you already have QQ, and then you just like summon QQ, another level 9, and put more 9s on the field, and you pop off. So yeah, those are all that. And then I also have a 1 Trias Hierarchy. It's like an honorary generator card. You want to basically summon it off of Monstrosity instead of like Mardell, or instead of Mardell on this. So that way you contribute to tokens and pop. So it's like a hidden interaction. And then to fill in the spots, we got Upstart and Kuji Kirikurs. Yeah, this is like basically trading for level 9s. So you want to pitch the QQ and the Mardell with it, because these both have graveyard effects. So that way you can like, I don't know, get more value. Because we're playing a deep draw deck, it helps with the Dark Ruler, so that way they basically have to like interact with these, or otherwise I'll draw into this and blow up their board. And yeah, like the cool thing about playing this deck is like when you go first, you summon Calamities and you basically win the game. Or when you go second, you summon Levitine, and this card is insanely broken. If Calamities wasn't like real, this would be the best rank 9 in the game. So what this does is like, it's a quick effect, tribute itself as cost, summon out the Jormungandr guy, this one, and then steal cards on the field or graveyard up to the materials that this card had originally. So like, once I put 2 level 9s on the field, if they don't interact, I make this, I instantly take 2 cards away from them, or 3 cards even. So yeah, and this guy gets really big, but like his effect, like we both draw and then we both put a card underneath it. It's okay. It just gets really big. Sometimes you just want to tribute this off of like Lopter or Edgarda to get off the field so you can use this again. And then I had this card, what's it called? Ruby Sapphire, the Adamant Jewel. This guy, basically, I only put it in there because it's indestructible by detaching material. And when you have a fire underneath it, basically the QQ or the Vala, these are fires, then when you battle a monster, you double the attack points. So it helps you out tower monsters that are really high attack. And QQ also gives us like another 900 attack. Then Aggregator, like I never really make this, but this is basically all like Ultimate Slayer cards, you know? I don't think I've found myself in a situation to make this yet. Well, I did, I guess, when I played the Lunalight Fusion, but oh well. And then when you play this deck, you gotta play with the tokens. Woo! Okay, side deck. So going first, I found myself only really losing to Super Poly or Chalice or stuff, which you can play around Chalice by having Edgarda on the field. And you can play around Super Poly by specifically Edgarda, I guess. And then I couldn't beat Herald of Orange Light or like Ash Blossom, I guess. So I wanted this card to beat Droplets or Orange Light, and it was really useful when I drew it going first. And then the rest of my side deck cards are very like generic because it's a pretty wide format, so you don't really know what you're heading up against. So you want like Graveyard Hate, you want Monster Hate cards, and then this one is really good against like specifically my deck and also like the Magnus, Super Quantum Magnus guy, and also Pearly. So I thought it was worth playing this, and also Exorcister, I guess. So these are like all Monster Hate cards, and then I have Back Row Hate, so I've got Cosmic, and I was gonna play more Cosmic, but then like the trap decks, either like we'll just search like a bunch of traps, and because this card's 100 points, I can't play any good like Back Row Hate card because they all are worth points. So I had to like find a card to substitute, and Denko Sekka even cost points. So this was like the next best thing besides like Dodger Dragon. This is basically like a one-turn Jinzo as long as the summon is successful, because this card is very similar worded as like Constellar Pollux or Evil Storm Castor. So as long as the summon is successful and this card is still face up on the field, then your opponent just can't activate trap cards. Or neither player can activate trap cards. So yeah, it's just budget Denko. It didn't really come up for me today. I mean, I drew it once in my qualifier thing, and I didn't have a hand to break the rest of his board, unfortunately, but I wish I drew this against Odeon. Didn't draw it, and then yeah, I got the top 4. Make sure to read my TCG Play articles and subscribe to Steven Santoli's YouTube channel. Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the format? You like it overall?
Yeah, like this is like the first version of the Genesis format after the adjusted points. I think it's really fun as long as you're not playing against the cheese deck, and this is technically like one of those cheese strategies because of, you know, this card. But once they balance out the format, I'm sure it'll be a lot more fun, like kicking out like Exodia or like Reversal Quiz FTK. Like nobody wants to play against that, or Last Turn FTK, you know. So yeah, I think it's a fun format. You should definitely give it a try.
All right, thanks, Hanko, and congrats on the top 4.
Thank you.